Hello, everybody. Yeah, just let's give a little bit of time for the stream to get started here. Hold on. I'm gonna wait till somebody shows up, which shouldn't take too long because we have an exciting show today. Got my notes ready. This may be over 2 hours because there's a lot of content to go into today. Let's wait a little bit longer here for somebody to show up. Great. We got some people in here. Thank you all for showing up. Can you all hear me okay? Because yeah, I did get a new microphone, so I'm just want to make sure it works okay. Apparently so far nobody else has complained. So okay, so great. Okay, we got a bunch of thumbs up. So today is June 19th, 2020, and I'm James Rink, by the way. Welcome to Super Soldier Talk. Today we have Veronica, and in this ongoing series, Veronica will, as well as myself, we'll be discussing the Hulk program, which started out as Project Blue Ranger. And I know we've already discussed a little bit about the Hulk program, but I'm gonna go over some review because there's some people who are not familiar with Black Shield and Leak Sadaden. So we're gonna do a little bit of review, and then we're gonna go back into Sheila, the She-Hulk. But let me continue reading this bio here. So the Hulk program, which started out as Project Blue Ranger, and I'm also going to go into that, and which is a cowboy type super soldier, but there was an explosion, mutations occurred, and the Incredible Hulk was the result. The project was then replicated on other super soldiers, including my clone Rob Richter and Veronica's clone by the name of Sheila, the She-Hulk. So during her time in the SSP, Veronica went by the name of Soel, and served on missions to rescue children. So we will also be discussing what they're doing with these rescue children. We've already discussed about the mission in the past, so you kind of need to go back. I say you should, if you haven't, you should go back and watch the previous videos about the rescue mission. But I mean, maybe Veronica can give you like a minute or two about it without going into too much detail. But so we're going to discuss that as well as some information about if we have time, the magical land of Siberia. So that is with a Y. So without further ado, let me go ahead and bring Veronica in. Welcome. Hold on a second, get you unmuted. Welcome, Veronica. How are you?
I'm good, James. Thank you. How are you?
Excellent. So thank you for joining us today, and thank you, audience members, for joining us. So if you have questions, let's actually get some really good questions today because it was like from the last not our interview, but from yesterday's interview, the day before. But anyway, it doesn't matter if the audience has come up with good questions. I'm sure I will because we have a lot to cover. So where should we? I guess we should go with the review, or did you want to share anything? Any new updates yourself since you've been on here?
No, let's just get on with it and we'll see what else comes up.
All right. So yeah. So now, so we have the Blue Ranger, but I wanted to go into Black Shield. So this information we also worked on back in, I guess, April or so. The Black Shield came up, which is a base in Antarctica. And in that particular facility is where they make leak Sadaden. The Antarctic base is a NAZI facility that was working in conjunction with the Nordics. So the Nordics actually gave the NAZIs their tech, and I have to say that because YouTube is being ridiculous with their censors, even though we have nothing to do with HATE speech. So we're trying to truth speech here. So yeah, Black Shield, of course you can see my screen. Maybe I could try to see, actually, if I can zoom in a little bit here for everybody, make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so one of the leak Sadadens are, you know what, let me pull that up first. So here are some Leaxodonts, and I hate it when the margin is right in the middle of this paragraph. So, okay, so they're the Third Reich light soldiers. They're from a mirror reality, which the NAZI's won World War II. Leak stands for light. Soldats, soldiers or warriors, but it's really considered, they just call themselves light warriors. In that reality, they were not a victim of the Nordic ETs who promoted eugenics and the destruction of certain undesirable races. The Nordics chose to stop supporting that reality for some reason, as they were being ignored, and they came to our reality instead. So these soldiers were first enhanced during World War II, and they're coming here through portals. So anyway, of course, you can read a little bit about the other reality. Uh, how the it could be a long show on itself what that other reality is like. So I'm not going to go into too much details about that. But what I will say is that the leaks that I over there are positive, but the ones over here are not necessarily really not that positive. But the ones that were used for us, we are positive because I like, at least I think I'm a positive person. Veronica, I think you're positive too. And
Hmm.
there's a whole thing, a background story behind all that with Operation 99. But we're not really at liberty to discuss that. But what we can say right there is, yeah, they also work with um, the planetary corporations, the Trimerative. I think that's what Johann called the mobster families who run the planetary corporations in the ICC Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate, which is basically, yeah, they run. Okay, anyways, enough of that. So here we go back to Black Shield, and as you can see, they're transferring the consciousness around. So this is the facility, Antarctica. We start off in this facility. It's actually dated around 1890. So they create a bubble outside of time, and this base has been time traveling back in time. Whether or not the timeline began in the future and went back, or if it was already in the back, because Leaxodonts have the DNA of the full 12 strand DNA of the beings down in Atlantis. So those beings lived for at least 150,000 years. So Leaxodonts do not age, basically. So, and by the way, Veronica, if you want to just jump in there and say something, have at it. Otherwise, I'm gonna just keep moving on here, just to get the audience members updated, and we can go into new content. So yeah, so he's in a tank, and they're transferring consciousness, his consciousness around, and you can see where it is. There are millions of these cryogenic experiments in this facility at Black Shield. So yeah, we got their scientists also there. They're also clones, and they're also slaves, and they can't leave. So and they're working on all sorts of cyborgs, black goo, soldiers. Yeah, so it's pretty crazy kind of technology what they got going on over there. They also have 3D printers to create cyborg babies, where they shoot them up with black goo. Now, some of these augments have this transparent skin, and I'm assuming that's what the Blue Ranger had, right? Or Veronica, the transparent
Yes.
skin. Okay. So according to Peter the Insider, that really began around 1900. So maybe we were about 10 years off. I don't know, but the point is, whether 10 years are off, still that's like way more advanced than anything that they're telling us in the public. I mean, what are the history books saying? Cloning technology didn't begin till like the 1940s, the 1920s.
40, 45. Yeah.
Yeah, so this changes whole, like the whole, even the history so book. So um we can't really confirm any of this. All we can do is share the information. So the Blue Ranger, what he looks like, he has got spider eyes that would glow, and they would shapeshift into humans. But if you would see what the original form looked like, they would have glowing eyes. And then they would mostly take women, used as part of the chosen ones, as far as these leaks that I I guess with the Blue Ranger program, but I don't know, maybe. Anyway, the point is, it only took about 21 days to grow up the clone body into a full adult, and at that point, they lived for 150,000 years. Okay, so yeah, they replicated the program. So now they're, yeah, male and females. Okay, and we already went into that. And then some more information about Leak Sadadin. Yeah, so they can read minds, and they can create wormholes. So they can, okay. And then yeah, here's some little information about Veronica was in the facility 1890, 1886 for me apparently. Um, and this all makes the whole. I mean, if you wonder, do I really look that old? I mean, there are multiple timelines. Sorry about that. Multiple timelines interacting with each other. So okay, and then we got some more information here about the femtotech, which makes you more left brain dominant, more bionic, and then the chips make go through your entire body. Well, I know Veronica use the word chips, but they're really biobots. So yeah, and they attach to the quarks within the DNA. So this is the Ultra Bionic Eugenics Program. And Mangala was at this facility. Did you recall seeing Mangala, Veronica?
No, I there was so many in the underground uh cave structure. There were many, but I would have to go back to regression to find out.
Mm, all right. So yeah, now this whole facility apparently is under the control of Nachtwaffen, which is Darkfleet, but that would make a lot of sense because 80% of the officers in Nachtwaffen are infected with black goo. Or maybe it's 100% now because the other 20% that weren't broke off into the alliance. But yeah, so we were interacting with or communicating with one of these doctors by the name of Janine Klavatsky, and apparently she works for the ACIO now, but we haven't exactly got a confirmation, but it appears, and so I don't really have too much information about her, other than that I guess she's helping us out on Operation 99, and
Yes, she's the one that gave me the number, the covert operation 99.
yeah. So as far as sharing this information, I mean, I know a lot of this is very secretive, and this is an ongoing operation, and they probably may not even wanted people to know there was a covert operation, but I think it's okay because in April 26, 2020, the timelines split, meaning that Mobius and Monarch were using time travel tech to control the timeline. So what they were doing, they were creating these alternate realities, which would reset back to 2000. So right around April 26, 2020, if they were in full control of the planet by that date, they would get reset back to the year 2000. I don't know exact date, 2000. And then they would create another alternate reality. And they were doing these timeline loops over and over and over again until they can win or be successful. So far, I don't know how many of these timeline loops they've done, but from our perspective, it appears only 20 years. Well, for those of you who are over the age of 20, it appears only 20 years have gone by. But for yeah, so but we've been looping and looping and looping, and the times has been actually going by a lot slower than we feel like. So okay, so now while that's going on, the timelines are diverging. They're no longer controlled. So some of this information can come out, including information about the SSP. So that's why we're more allowed to do some of this stuff. Anyway, so as I said, yeah, there you go. A little bit about the Soviet Union secret space program, which I don't think anybody's ever talked about the Soviet Union secret space program. I mean, I know Thomas has talked about the Japanese, the Yokiro. I can't even pronounce it, but there's a version of Darkfleet that was attached to the Japanese side of it. But that would be interesting to explore someday. But anyway, okay, so that's what we got about that. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen and check the chat room for any questions. And Veronica, you're welcome to comment. Okay. All right. So the chat room, let's see here. The Blue Angel is something different. Blue Angel is the Blue Ranger. And we're going to get into that just a bit. That's the next thing we're going to go into. Can you show Adam and Eve type couple info again, James? Okay. I guess I need to share my screen again. Yeah, sure. Let's see here. I think that was, right here. Battle ready by 21 years old. So that by the year 1900, they found one of the most perfect superpowers, but they can only control her a little. So that was the female version of the Blue Ranger. Then they replicated a male version. Yeah, so the DNA code was still, yeah, there you go. First, well, yeah, that's all we really had. I mean, hopefully that answered your question. So let me, okay. All right, well, okay. Let's move on here now to the Blue Ranger. And this was from May, yeah, there you go, May 19th. And then I'm gonna see if I can make this bigger for everybody here to see, so you don't have to wear glasses. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Blue Ranger name is the Blue Angel, and I have no idea how this heart got here. I did not put a heart. I don't never use these emoticons in any of my word docs. It is beyond me how that got there. But anyway, the Blue Angel. Okay, so now we start off with this. This is like a remote viewing session that we did together, Veronica. And
Mhm.
let's see if we can kind of pull together the story. So you see someone crying. Oh wait. Oh, you're crying. Oh, who's crying? I guess the bean. There's somebody there crying. I don't know if you were crying, but somebody was crying. Okay, somebody's okay. We got a male person here because the uniform is there's. I guess this is the Blue Ranger. His uniform is attached to his body like a skin tight blue latex suit. It's translucent crystal blue, white and shiny. I don't know if that's a suit or a skin, but maybe both.
It seems like it's his like a suit, like a to cover, you know.
Okay.
It seems like, to me it just that's him. That's the being that I saw. Like that's how he is.
Okay. All right. And so the helmet is blue, and yeah, I've got, you know what, let me, how about this? Instead of telling you, how about I show you? So um and you said, Veronica, this is similar, close, but not exact. So what's different? What do we need to?
So what it is there it's like little triangles all over him, and some are very shiny blue, that blue right there, but there's more white, and there's more white lining around the shoulder area, his legs, the boots as well. It's actually blue and white, and also the helmet is blue and white. And of course, for the mouth area, which you'll go into a little bit later, it's um, like a screw in, kind of like, a gas, like when you put gas in or whatever, the gas cap, kind of like that. It's like he can unscrew it or screw it in. That's how I saw him.
And the
And he
cap
was taking a,
black.
say again?
The
Yes,
cap.
black. Yes. He was when I saw him, I was up on a ladder taking pictures of ships that looked like between dragon and fish, and they had many, many scales, and there was a war going on up there. And I was taking pictures. And then I see this being across from me taking a picture of me. He knelt on one knee and took a picture of me as I was taking a picture of him, and then he walked away. He had something in his left hand like a shield, but he was benevolent. I did not get any negative vibes from this being. That's what I saw.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. All
Mhm.
right. So yeah, so there's some, yeah. Um, and then okay, so when you touch his clothes, it feels wet, like, or maybe like a wet suit, but
Yes,
a wet suit.
yes.
Okay. And then so he says communicates telepathically. Yes, it's about he says it's about finding others like us and connecting. You are not alone, even though you may feel like it. You may feel like a misfit all your life, but you don't need to be sad. It's okay to tap into your emotions. You're finding you're finding your family, and you are not alone anymore. There are others like us, and I want to know where my body is and which body is in Antarctica, and I want to know if that's my body. When I left my place of being, I did come into a body, and why did we have to be born? I'm confused and want answers. I want to be able to exist with the dolphins and free all of us, as a hybrid, as a child, and as a dolphin, as all my alters. And the Blue Ranger is going to help save us to be able to save the children.
Yes.
Okay, so this is more information on how the Blue Ranger was created, and they use swimming spiders with gray DNA, and I guess the grays were also connected with the dolphin race because
Yes.
they're descendants or ancestors. Well, I guess I don't know which came. I couldn't tell you which came first, but either way, um, it's not so important here. But he was created, yeah. So then, yeah, it was designed to communicate with dolphins. He would, if he took us, yeah, we have our. So he would look like spider, yeah, spider eyes if he took his mask off. But he could look like human if he wanted to. He's got webbed feet and tentacles underwater. His face transformed into a spider. Yeah, we gone over that. And I guess he's got like shark DNA, where he was designed to attack boats, sink boats, find treasures in doorways and caves, and hunting children and scaring them in their dreams. But
Yes.
he wanted to escape from that, so he made him. And I guess he was able to escape because he made it this suit. He shapeshifted into this suit to blend in with humans.
Yes.
Does that mean he's living with humans right now?
He can come out of the water and live as a human. Yes.
Okay.
He's with us. Mm-hmm.
But where is the Blue Ranger like right now?
He's underwater. I see him in Antarctica most of the time.
Okay. Probably back at Black Shield.
Yes.
All right. Was that we asked if he could donate? Yeah, we needed some. We were wondering if he could donate some. Yeah, but that didn't exactly work out. Not yet anyway. But he is lonely. He's been looking for us and trying to find his brothers and sisters. They're having a war over what they will disclose and what they're not going to disclose. He wants a say in the disclosure process. It's not fair. It's not right. We need to come together in consciousness to change the timelines. Oh, here we go. He's currently in the ocean in a cave. There's many lights, and he works sides along humans and only helps for good now. The name of the base might be called something Blue Manta Ray in the Pacific. He's also
Yes.
been on land to interact with people. He says he knows us from, oh yeah, we were in the Dolphin Project. You got to go back in previous videos. We're not going to go into necessarily the Dolphin stuff right now. But yeah, they were trying to terrorize us in our dreams. But they apparently that project has come to an end. So yeah, here's some more information. Oh, we just went over that. Okay. Okay, great. Okay, so we've gone over that. Yeah, I'm not going to share that. That's
Hey, real quick, the reason why I called it the Manta Ray is because in the cave, where he is, there's a picture of a manta ray, and so that's where they are right now.
and so this will be a cave in Antarctica.
Under. Mm-hmm.
So that would mean if the Blue Rangers turn positive and Janine is positive, and
She is, but she's not allowed to, say too much.
well, that would also mean the Black Shield base is mostly gone positive then. The people there?
Mostly. Yes, because some are helping with the corporation that we talked about, the Umbrella Corporation, and the other corporations. So there are some that are, how do you say, being double agents right now. That's all I can say.
Okay, what we'll go on a little bit more about Umbrella Corporation in just a bit. Let me ask the audience members, do you know who Richard Bay is? Let's see how many people watch my show. If you know who Richard Bay is, go write it down. But yeah, somebody asked about code DRA2146. Richard, if you're hoping either of us would get triggered, so far nothing's happened. So I don't know. Do you know what that means, Veronica?
I would have to investigate more on that.
Yeah, so don't mean to put you on the spot. Okay, moving on here. So, well, someone is deleting messages I left in the last video. I know it's not James. Oh, I don't know. Goliath.
A lot of things have been going on this past week.
Yeah, a lot.
That's why I'm trying to keep it at,
Yeah, there have been a lot of attacks.
Yes.
But so we're just going to keep moving forward here. They've been attacking us for years and years. And after a while, you get attacked so much, it's like, well, it's just another attack. I guess I got to put up with that too. So
I'm getting used to it.
Lonely if they don't happen, you start missing it. Well, I mean, as long as they're not horrible attacks. I mean, if they're horrible, then
right,
it just kind of pushes you back a bit. But
it's kind of like funny because they'll follow me and I know they're there and I'll take pictures, and the only thing that I don't like is that when I'm with my daughter, she, I have to protect her, obviously. So she doesn't like it when I have to pull over and she says, "Mom, they're not following you." I'm like, "Remember my training." I know. So it's been a challenge. It's not fair, it's not right, because we're trying to disclose for humanity. They think that we're not all there. And all I can say is, do not judge, because you never know if it could be a family member that's a target individual, super soldier, etc., or abductee. Our memories, it's weird because my memories started coming back when I was 33, and I'm 49 now, and more are coming back. So I'm just asking everybody to just please be nice, especially during this time, because we're here to not only help save the children from the underground bases, but we're also your protectors. And this has nothing to do with ego. It's just, we came here for a reason, to help humanity. So that's what I got to say. Thank you.
Okay, so I guess that's referring to this person who's saying these people are jokes, stealing info from people like Randy and Tony and making stuff up, LOL. Yeah, so these are not Power Rangers. These are the Leak Sadat. I mean, they consider themselves Blue Angels, but I mean, who knows? Maybe the Power Rangers are based on the original Leak Sadatans. We don't know where they got the information on the creation of that. These projects have been going on for over 100 years, and we haven't even scratched the surface of the whole program, the history of it all. But I mean, Marvel Comics got a hold of at least some of the storyline. But okay, so let's move on here, because we got a lot more information to go over, and only so much time here. So we'll see here. So next on the agenda, I guess that's all we had on the Blue Ranger at the moment. So I think we should probably go into, if I'm not mistaken, the Hulk. Since we're already going into Umbrella Corporation. So let me pull up that info in just a bit. Oh, that's the wrong. Okay, here it is. Yeah, She-Hulk. Okay, so let's see here if I can make this bigger for everybody. Okay, so going back to Umbrella Corporation, and I was a little bit disappointed nobody in the chat said who Richard Bay was, but he is the current owner of Umbrella Corporation and the alternate reality. In this reality, they made a clone of him who goes by the name of the actor Tom Cruise. So that's who he basically is or looks like. But
Real quick,
Go ahead.
James, I was watching, I couldn't finish watching the movie with Tom Cruise. It's called Minority Report. I got so triggered. I couldn't finish the movie. I still have to finish it. And that's when I told you about that. And that's when you told me about Tom Cruise, and the gentleman you just spoke about.
Yeah. So as far as Tom Cruise is concerned, Richard Bay, uh, yeah, there have been many owners of Umbrella Corporation, and I'm just trying to pull up some information on Umbrella. See if I can find it. While I'm talking to you at the same time. Yeah. So Richard Bay is, and you know what? I spelled it wrong. Bay. Last name is Bay, not Bey. So I guess I take some responsibility on that if you didn't get it. Okay, so in that case, let me share my screen here so you can see a little information about Umbrella, because some people may not know. So Umbrella is based in an alternate reality which released Ouroboros. They're another one of these planetary well, I guess it'd be considered planetary corporation because they do have access to SSP, but it's in the other reality, not so much in this one, but they are here. So yeah, they develop biological, chemical, and AI weapons, and all whatever kind of mixes thereof. So in that reality, humans were a little bit more negative, and they had more. They had a certain type of DNA trait from certain extraterrestrial race that made them more negative. So Umbrella created this virus to mutate the portion of the DNA to reduce the negativity. So what happened is the virus infected a crocodile and mutated, and then it bit a human, and then it did the opposite and made humans zombies. So they had a huge mess over there. And Bill Gates is one of the lead scientists on the team at Umbrella Corporation. So they make certain viruses, and here's some of the viruses that they work on: the T virus, of course, Ouroboros, the Veronica virus, which is the V virus, and
Hmm.
yeah, that one is extremely nasty one. And then, of course, the COVID-19, which was brought over to our reality, and you can read a little bit more about that. So, and then yeah, so it just goes on about DARPA and COVID. This is a whole nother side thing. I mean, if you want to pause the video and read it, if you haven't read it, but I'll just I'll just do it real quick. Okay, so there, okay, so you can go pause the video and go back and read that. But so here's just like a little clip of a little research facility. There'll be like dogs in cages and monkeys, and then there'll be there'll be scientists, and what we got were these scientists, and they were spiders. Veronica, you remember the type of scientists that
Yes,
were?
yes. And then last week when I was also followed, a week and a half ago, I saw a red Chevy that said Medusa, and then right behind it, it said Black Empire. So those beans with the Black Empire, how I saw them, and these spider beans, it's not just only spiders, but what it is, it's I decoded when I was reading on Kevlar years ago, and it makes sense the way they make. So these beans they have red eyes and they have black goo all over them, like kind of like if they're wearing bulletproof vest like that, but very, very tiny spider strands. And those are also part of the Black Empire. And I have a feeling that they are headed by a female because of what I saw, the Medusa complex, which we can go into regression on another time. I can do that. I can see more of that. But yes, they're there. they're they're
Well,
present.
in my notes, I've got down Black Empire is something that's going to be presented to Earth this year. It seems robotic and
Yes.
made without good intentions. Something to do with Medusa, some kind of robot. Can you elaborate on any of that?
So basically, the VAC is meant to find out who pretty much, and I don't like to use this, but the survival of the fittest. They're trying to make these super soldiers that are not really super soldiers. They're infecting them with this virus so that way we can have a full-on war with us super soldiers. And they're trying to, have you ever seen those cartoons or movies where it's like a planet of just machines, robots? The AI, certain AIs, there's many AIs, but there's certain AIs that are trying to take over Mother Earth like that. And so it's pretty tough to talk about it because I know that's why I'm being followed. So, yeah.
Does this have anything to do with the COVID agenda, with the
Yes.
synthetic AI and the vaccines?
Yes. And so they're dividing our world. Pretty much they're trying to divide us with the fake news, you know, and they're trying to distract us from what they really want to do. One of the ways that do it is obviously with the race wars that are going on right now, unfortunately. And they're trying to intimidate the awakened community, super soldiers. Um, it's a full-on consciousness war going on. And unfortunately, some of our family members or friends, they'll stop talking to us because they're thinking, oh, you're cray cray, right? But yeah, that's what it's about, unfortunately. So we have to really dig deep in our soul, and we have to learn how to activate our DNA. We have to if you haven't started already working out, I started working out before September, before this even hit. Something told me you gotta work out, you gotta start working out again. And I've been getting a lot of my memories back. So right now, because a lot of people are awakening in the planet and a lot of us are getting our memories back, you know, there's always been a war here for Mother Earth, but now there's more of us waking up. And that's why they're trying to make us stop speaking about it. But I cannot stop because um, I'm here for such a time as this. I know what my mission is. And just be aware of your surroundings and try and speak to your family, you know, without them wanting to send you to the loony bin, right? But we have to come together consciously to shift the timelines, their agenda, to manipulate this whole world with AI. And of course, one of the ways they do that is with religion and politics, and also education. So if something doesn't resonate with you, then dig deep, ask your subconsciousness at night, or meditate to find your own truth. And that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Veronica. Much appreciated. I certainly
You're
agree with
welcome.
that. All right, so let's comment. See, let's see here. Somebody wants to know: do you have any information? What do you think of Voyagers 2 volumes by Ashiana Dean?
You know, I see Carrie Cassidy speak about her, and I've never read them. I need to order the books because I don't. I've never read them.
Yeah, well, she talks about the flower of life symbol possibly being a negative fallen symbol. It's pretty deep stuff there about that, but it's a rabbit hole we're not going to be going down right now. So anyway, let me go ahead and pull this up. So yeah, so we were just looking at what a typical umbrella corporation facility is like. Okay, so then we have, let's bring up the She-Hulk. So now we are
Mhm.
in this facility, and we talked a little bit more about what the facility actually looks like with Rob Richter, but the She-Hulk content is your version of this. So you're standing, you want to comment about this? So you're asleep inside of a tank,
Yes,
and
they
there's
have me standing up and I'm connected, I'm hooked up.
okay, but we see green, blue, and yellow. So
Yes, the water,
yeah, but
the
yellow, blue, and
solution.
green. So what is it? Is it like all like they're not mixed together? They're separate layers of different colors.
No, it's kind of like a yellow green, like a teal blue, but then like the tank itself is like it's like a fluorescent blue that kind of like um shines through. So it's a holding tank where I am.
Okay, so the blue and green colors is for regeneration, and yellow is for stasis.
Yes,
So so
I'm under stasis in that um
yeah, but you just said
in that tank.
where was the yellow?
The yellow green, the yellow blue. Okay, so it's blue green basically what they inject in me, and though that's what I saw when I was looking at myself in the tank under regression. But you can go ahead and read it.
Hmm. Okay. And then of course, there's your hair, your reddish hair, and then the tank itself is 6 by 20 feet tall. And then they're giving you shock treatments in the water. You feel like you're in pain, and you're there for many days. So this clone probably has some kind of metal bones. Uh,
Yes,
so maybe it's associated with Project Mannequin, but I guess we
yes.
need to look into that some more. And I don't have that in my notes right now exactly what Project Mannequin is, but I know James Casbolt mentioned that. So if you do a search on Google, you can learn about Project Mannequin and that.
Yeah, I was involved with Project Mannequin. Um, but when I was remote viewing myself, I just I had so much pain because I shape shifted here in the 3D and it just hurt so bad. It took me, I couldn't sleep. I think it wasn't not until the next day that I was feeling a little better.
Mhm. Well, do you have any information? Can you tell us what that is, Project Mannequin?
Well, the only thing that I know is that I was a trained assassin and I was also in the Sex Kitten program. So with Project Mannequin, uh, you're, this is hard to talk about. You're basically used and to get men to talk about secrets in the government or in the secret space program. So you have to perform sexual things, and it's basically downloaded from with my DNA. So I basically download their DNA in me, and then they they would take me to a room to do interrogation and other things that I really don't want to talk about right now because it's triggering.
Mind control genetic manipulation program run by the NSA. Um, oh, we need to. I wish we could talk to Casbolt. He needs to at least tell us. It'd be nice if he could have just told us in like a sentence or two what it is.
Exactly.
It says there's sleepers involved.
Yes.
Okay, erasure. Okay, so it almost seems like this would be part of Project Monarch.
Yes,
Uh,
I think it is. I was part of Project Monarch, Montauk, you name it. And it was confirmed also of my abilities and all the programs. And I thought I was going nuts. And so Maisha Johnston, a year ago, she has a group online and she offered to do a reading. And since then, I've been feeling better about myself not being nuts, like, yes, I have all the abilities. Yes, I've been in all the programs. So yeah, I'm just barely coming out speaking about this.
Okay. Well, I don't want to dwell too much on mannequin project right
Yeah,
now, but
let's not.
okay. So we kind of answered that one. Maybe not as good as I would like, but okay. So this, let's go back to uh, yeah, Sheila. So eventually, they take her out of the tank. There are other scientists nearby, including Janine, who worked at that was the Black Shield facility. Her clone is still asleep, and they move her onto okay. They move you onto a metal slab table. I guess your clone, not you specifically.
Yes,
They disconnect wires, and then yeah, there's tubes that are down your nose and throat. And you remember they're pumping a green and black substance. So when
yes.
you wake up, you're choking. You want to comment about this?
No, it's triggering. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
It's
I'll
okay.
I'll read then. They're telling her to calm down. Everything is okay. You were chosen because you would not give up on tests. We gave you the test. I'm sorry. We gave the test to others. They did not survive, but you did. And a lot of times with these specific tests, um, they would take maybe a group of, say, what we had with Chase on here a couple of days ago. They would take 50 kids, throw them out into a jungle with a bunch of voracious predators and see how many survive. And the ones that, like the two or three that survive would be brought on to the next test. And if you didn't survive, it didn't matter because you were just in a clone body anyway, and your soul would go back to the original host. So yeah, these are the type of tests that they would do. Um, so on the table, yeah, you look human. You have long arms, fine nose, big eyes, lips, big lips, hair, long hair. Okay, so they give you electroshocks because you're resisting the injections. They require more people to restrain you, and then they give you a quaalude of I guess was it black goo or is it that green goo, green
It's
yellowish?
the green. It's the green, yellow one that they gave you, Richter. I mean, Rob.
Yeah, and then you're screaming and you're mad, and there's yellow phlegm coming out your nose. So with Rob, they had to shoot him up. They would shoot him up, and then he would resist the programming, and then he would return back to his human form. So they would make a temporary transition, and each time that you would transform, it would be extremely painful because they didn't give you any painkillers.
Yes,
Yes,
very painful.
yeah, because they figure you're not going to remember any of this anyway, so it doesn't. Yeah, at that point. But so and plus I guess you're in a clone body, so the clones
Yeah,
don't
but
rights.
our DNA here in the 3D remembers everything. Like, the pain is so bad. You think you're gonna die, but because you're so strong, and your will to live and to help humanity, that's why we survive.
Okay. So they shot you up with this. Well, for Rob it was 12 times. Do you have any ideas how many times they shot you up before you finally transformed?
16.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, yeah, shot up 16 times. And was that all like in the same session, like a couple hours apart, like the same day, or is it like over a couple days?
24 hours.
All right. And that goo, by the way, has the biobots and a mixture of biobots and alien genetics. Okay. All right. So then your bones start to shapeshift, and then your chest and your temples are growing
Yes.
bigger.
My
Uh,
jaw and my temples, my forehead.
your nails are turning red.
Yes.
So they can program the DNA through AI cybernetics to do with the biobots to do whatever they want. They can even program fabric to come out of your skin so you have clothes on. But it's really just a extension of the biobots. But so Yeah, uh, your your yeah. So your breasts are large, and your yeah, certainly. How about uh, yeah. So I found this image. I mean, obviously, this is not exact replica because we this was just something I found online, not something we had somebody drawn up for you. But you said that this is
You can show them the picture where I was so overweight and that I just recently trained myself to lose the weight and in training. So
so,
yeah, it's they can do whatever they want to you. I mean, if they want you to be that big or if they want you to look a certain way, they will mess with the DNA. They don't care about the pain. They don't care how long it takes. You're worth so much more than money, you know?
so is that your mom?
No, that's me. I was weighing 271 pounds and now I'm weighing
You
about
look so that
178,
looks like. Well, I'm sorry. Okay, you were 270. Now you're 178, and that does not look like you. I
right? I was sick. They had
I would
me,
never have guessed that was you. If you just showed these two photos, I'm like that's got to be somebody a lot older. Yeah, because
they wanted me to die.
you told me they had you on a bunch of cocktail meds, and
Yes.
but that was before you realized that you were in these projects. I'm assuming,
Yes.
and you were dealing with your trauma the best way you knew how. And a lot of us have gone through that experience as well before we realize what we were involved with, and the reason why we're dealing with the PTSD.
Right. That's why I hardly sleep and you hardly sleep.
Okay, so I'm going back in the chat room to see here if you have any. See what we got some questions. Um, so let me move back here. Where we got here? James, does they go color on rain? I don't know. Okay, I strongly. Alyssa says, I strongly agree with the importance of learning how to exercise effectively in small space and minimal equipment. So yeah, you're doing a great job, Veronica. They're saying here.
Thank
Um,
you.
Thomas says the tank that she's describing sounds like the cold storage unit for Cyborg, and certainly this was part of the Cyborg program because there was a lot of goos and Black Shield was using a lot of cybernetics. Um,
Yes. When I was, okay, so about a year and a half ago, I don't remember his name fully, but he goes by Osiris um, on YouTube. And when he looked at me, he said, "Your left side looks like cyborg. It's all cyborg." And I said, "Yeah, because the left eye is my sniper eye. My left knee, everything is stronger. Even to this day, it's stronger. When I was in the military and when I was a police officer, my left eye was the strongest." And so with Soal, she's all in the black, you know. And if you go into, I think we talked about this before with on live, where if you go to Avengers, the female that's the cyborg that also came out with Guardians of the Galaxy, Osiris said that he did see the chemicals still in me. This was about a year and a half ago, and that I looked just like her, and that he saw the same thing with CG Corey, which I don't want to talk about him, but he said he saw the same thing with me, and he also saw the black octopus in my spine, which was confirmed by my doctor when I was getting the shots for my back. They wanted to take 4 vertebrae out of my neck and take out another. They wanted to fuse my back basically, and the specialist thought that I didn't remember what he told me because I was under and I was given the shots, and there was 2 female doctors that came in, and I was given the laughing gas, but I still felt so much pain because I have a very, very, very high tolerance for pain. And he told them, "Do you see this black ring? It's curving around her spine. And so I couldn't get to see him after that procedure for 3 months. And when I asked him, because I wrote it down as soon as I left, I told my sister, I started crying. You know what the doctor said, but of course she didn't believe me, which is fine. And so that's how I was hooked up in one of the missions or whatever. Because I know that the word 20 and back was not never used until this certain person started marketing it. Okay. And so I know that I was involved. We'll just say to use so you all can understand many 20 and back. So what I did is I went ahead and told one of my group friends. She's also a healer like me, but so she's in Austria, and she had me go into meditation and visually see that the black around my spine was slowly turning yellow, purple. I saw it turn purple, green, yellow, and then finally back to normal. And that's when I started healing myself again. And I realized that there has to be more than me, more than, you know, I just knew that I had a lot of missions and a lot of experiences. And then that's when I contacted, or Maisha contacted me. And, this is pretty difficult because like I said, I just started remembering. And I just want to say thank you for listening. And it's been a very tough journey. I don't want to cry, so take me off camera and keep talking. Flip the screen.
Thank you, Veronica. Yeah,
You're
sorry.
welcome.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's fine.
We're gonna get through this one way or the other. I mean, if we survive them killing us or attempting to kill us over and over, I'm sure we can get through this period of
Oh
our
yeah,
lives.
we
Uh,
we will.
okay, so we're. Oh, sorry for flipping back here. I'm trying to. I'm gonna find it. There it is. Okay. Okay. So yeah,
Uh,
yeah. So now, yeah, um, so then your bra is ripping apart from the transformation, and your shorts rip up. Then you appear to grow at about 6'2". I think you're probably a little bit taller because Rob grew to be 10 foot tall.
yeah,
So
I'm a little taller.
I think you're probably close to 7'5". But either way, whatever it is, I'm sure you look just fine. Um,
Mhm.
maybe a little green though. Why? And then you say, why? I don't want to be here. She feels hurt people. She feels hurt people in this form. What? She doesn't want to hurt her loved ones. Oh, so they're using you for missions that you don't want to participate in.
Right.
So there's Rob. Is Rob actually in the same room? Wow, this is
Yeah, yes. Well, he's actually in another room, but then before I wake up to this, for my regression, I take both Rob and Sheila with me, and I put him in a protective bubble. Remember at the end when we ended the regression session?
okay. Veronica, how many of these Hulks are there that you think they've made?
There's there's a few because I don't know if you ever gotten to speak to David Morrow. He told me in 2018 that I was his protector, and he's the other Hulk that actually they found metal in his back, you know, uh, in here, in the 3D, like they say. But I don't know how many of us are there.
Okay. And as far as the Hulk itself, um, I mean, from our research, it appears that the DNA actually is extraterrestrial. I mean, the AI, the
Yes,
biobots, may as well change your
yes,
DNA to it. So does that mean that there is a species, a race of ET out there that look just like Hulks on
yes,
some?
yes.
So do you think the was it Stan Lee who forget who the head guy over
Yes,
at Marvel?
Stanley.
Do you think he had access to these projects and they were feeding him information?
Yes, and I have a feeling he was taken out.
Uh,
He
so,
had some kind of contract.
Hmm.
Um, I feel his consciousness was put into another body. I feel he's still around.
Oh, so they might be putting him into a Hulk.
Exactly.
Uh, Okay, well, we'll save that for another show, another little rabbit hole we can explore. But okay, so yeah, you're going there. Okay, so Rob and you are okay. So you're doing missions. Okay. So there are other beings around you, like these little ETs around you, spider scientists that we mentioned before in the white lab coats. Nordic looking humans. Janine is there, and she's holding your right hand, and she says, "It's going to be okay. You're here to help us. We are sorry, but this is needed. It's for your final transformation. You can always transform back to human form, but we need you for such a time as this."
Yes.
So they're going to put you on. Do you need to go?
Oh no. My daughter just got home. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. So we were discussing about Operation 99, which is a collaboration. Yes. So this is and as much as we want to tell you, we're not really allowed to. But yeah,
No.
there's time loops involved, different bases, and yeah, certainly a NeuroCorps, CERN, Umbrella Corp, and Black Shield. Um, there are groups within these groups that want to bring about positive change, but they're yeah not very public and secretive, which is why somebody was commenting earlier in the chat that the information that we're giving out is disinfo because no one else is talking about it. It's because hardly almost no one knows. Even like in the
Hmm.
CIA and the NSA, most of those, almost none of those people know. Um, I think the president has probably been briefed on some of this stuff, but anyway, the point is, if you want to learn, in my opinion, if you want to learn what's really going on, you should be subscribed to the show if you haven't subscribed anyway. Um,
Exactly.
I'm not saying everything that comes out of here is 100% true because sometimes you might get a few things wrong, and some of the listener, the people I've interviewed may interpret things differently than it really is. But we're just trying to explore here, and eventually we can put a picture together of what's going on. So that's where.
Exactly.
Go.
So it's like when I, real quick, when I tell people, because I do readings and I interpret dreams and I can tell the future, they want to know the future. And I'm like, okay, but don't kill the messenger because I'm going to tell you what it is. And also, time will, if you want something to change in your future, there is such a thing as called, time travel. Hello. And you get to actually make your reality. So yes, I can see the future, but at the same time it can change. There's a pole shift going on right now, right? So that's what I got to say about the people, that always try and throw crapola at us. It's like talk to the hand because the phone ain't home, right?
Well, speaking of the future, just today I was talking to someone who's been on the show before, but this person said that there was a remote viewer that looked into the future, and what they saw were a lot of the elites being taken to Gitmo, and then once it was all filled up to capacity, the ETs just hit it with a DEW, a directed energy weapon, and just annihilated the base. So that's how they didn't even bother trying to exterminate each person individually. It just took them all out. And the
Yeah.
thing is,
Yeah.
well, after they hit the Gitmo with a weapon to destroy it, nobody cared. Nobody shed a tear. Everybody was actually so happy that Nassar had just been announced.
Right.
So yeah, that's the
Well,
world.
and that's what I was telling you real quick before we got on, is that I've had uh 3 years ago I predicted the floods, I predicted the fires. We were saving children, animals, and there was a flood that had just occurred, and elephants and uh, tigers were coming out from the ocean, and we were saving them. And we're in a ship, and the ship is like a two-story ship, and we were saving everybody there, and especially the children and the women. There was also some men that needed help, but that's in another ship, and that's with another. I'm not going to mention his name, but he's doing that too for the men. And so then I speak to a short person with big old glasses. He's a gray. He's one of my protectors. He tells me something. And then I go into another room and there's Hillary Clinton in a catatonic stage. You know, like stage when you go to say you ride the Giant or you ride any kind of roller coaster and you have to put those harnesses like that. Well, she and a bunch of other politicians and other people there were in a catatonic stage like this. And I walked around, checked everybody, and then I pressed a button and that ship was sent off to space somewhere. So it could be Gitmo or it could be off planet for them to deal with them. All right. So we're not crazy here. Nasara will happen. Why do you think you're getting stimulus checks? Why do you think you're getting the extra help for this CV, crap that they want to think? You know what I'm saying? It's like, think, people, think. I'm sorry. I better calm down. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so quickly, let's hurry this up. So yeah, we only got a little bit left here, but yeah, at that point they put you on missions where you can do these. You have these abilities like creating earthquakes,
Yes.
crashing. Certain, what kind of systems? Electricity or different
Yes.
types of energy?
Yes. I have the ability to mess with the electricity and I will like when my PK level's really high. The other day I came in and there's another light bulb that popped. Or about a month ago I was doing something that I'm not going to mention to help a certain group, humanity, and it was time for bed and I turn on the light in the hallway and it flickers. And I'm like, oh man, I got to change the light bulb tomorrow. The next day it's fine. So it's, yeah, electricity, let's see, tectonic plates. Yeah, that's what they were using me and you for, is to create, to, to help them with that.
Okay, so your message was, we always win, brother. No matter how hard they hit us, we always win. It has nothing to do with ego, but it's about making this earth a greater place to live. We bear down with our brothers and sisters in the SSP. And there you have it. We know you're tired of waiting, but don't give up. We got slowly, but we'll get here slowly but surely. So
Yes.
all right. So we'll go ahead and let's get out of that one. And then at this point, we can go into, we had the orphanage. So why don't you
In Saturn.
give it a little background information about the mission that you did, the child rescue mission. What can you tell? What do you remember?
Well, can I go ahead and tell you how this started?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so 2 weeks ago, I was on a bike ride. I usually go like 24, 26 miles. And my friend was with me. He's not awakened or anything, but he was taking some pictures of, I think you have the pictures. It's like of a wall, and it had a mosaic tile, and on the bottom it had ETs, but you could barely see them. And he didn't even see them until I pointed it out after the fact. So I looked up while he was taking pictures, because we were taking like a quick water break, and I was looking up on my bike still. And when I looked up, I was taken. And what I saw coming back, I said, "Hey, how long have we been here?" He says, "Vero, I'm just taking pictures. What do you mean?" And I said, "They took me." And so what I saw when I came back, I saw these, basically I saw Saturn. But what I saw there and then was a black ball in the middle, and then like cement rings around it. And then I discovered 2 jump rooms here in where I live. And so it was crazy. So then I come home and like I have this dream, and as soon as I wake up, I see the rings of Saturn are like a kaleidoscope color, like very different, beautiful colors, the rings, and it's Saturn. And then so I have this dream that where I walk in and there's white tile everywhere. There's a check-in desk. There's 2 of my friends there that I know here. They're there. and there's these beautiful stairways that go up like this. Like instead of this way, like normal, they go up like that, like they curve. And so then there's this place where it's like it's a secret place on the bottom floor, and it's like made out of wood, and I'm going through it, like I'm pulling it down and up, and I don't want to go in there because I know that that's where they tortured us as kids. So I close it up, and then I go upstairs, and you're there, James, and we're eating, and then our other super soldier friends are there, two women and two men, and we're having a lunch break, and all of a sudden, and we were talking about just our experiences, and all of a sudden I hear kids singing. They're coming. So I said, remember guys, when we were here, and now these kids, you know, we've saved them, with other people, of course, help, of course, because we're in different little groups, you know, and we meet up and stuff like that. But there was like 3 lines of kids on my right when I looked downstairs again, because remember, we're up there, and they're all dressed in little bunny suits because they're getting ready to appear, you know, they're going to do like a performance. And on the left side, there's another 3 lines of kids, like a bunch of kids on the left. They're dressed in white. They're going to do like tap dancing because they have like black shoes on. And so what we have done with that is, we know that Saturn is basically a bad place, but we have actually uh, build this place for the kids to not only see what's happening is that kids are going to be returned to some parents, but not all parents, because some of the parents are involved with the Illuminati and the abuse and all that. So right now, the kids, what we're doing with them is we're teaching them how to be kids. Okay, we're letting them be kids, and the way they're learning things is in their own intuition. You know, music. They're basically they're being kids, and then there's also a medical staff on board. So, but yeah, that's what I have, and you can go ahead and read if you want. That's basically it.
Yeah. Okay. So this facility on Saturn now, was it actually in the rings of Saturn or on?
I have a feeling that it's in the rings of Saturn, even though I mean I see some also in Saturn, but the one that I was on, the one that we're on right now, is the rings.
Okay. So you walk into this facility now. Do you start inside the facility or outside the facility?
Oh no, my dream, I walk into the doorway and I'm in the facility.
All right. And in the entrance area, you see this grandfather clock. It looks like a fancy mansion.
Yes.
You see some friends in the reception area, 2 friends and other people nearby, and furniture in this area. Do you see any windows?
No.
Okay. Were there any windows anywhere in the facility?
Um, they're actually okay, so where the doorway is, there's windows on both sides of the doorway on top, like lengthwise, rectangular. And then in the rooms there are windows, large windows, like not divided, they're just large. Can I go to the restroom real quick, James?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
So,
I'll be right back.
okay, all right. Um, while she does that, let me go ahead and check up on the chat room. Um, let's see here if what kind of questions we got here. So comments, questions. Saturn's not bad. Make Saturn great again. Excellent. I've never seen anyone who with energy level so high. Okay. Yeah, certainly can telekinesis. You can access computers. Yeah. I was friends with an individual that was able to do that through a power cord. Apparently, uh, could communicate to the internet. But that's in my book. If you want to learn more about that, telekinesis with computer AI interface. Um, okay, so next question is, so Veronica, does she still have side effects? Well, she has a lot of PTSD issues. So a lot of people that have been in these projects have that as well. Someone here mentioned, uh, I don't. Okay, does anybody have any other questions? If not, I can maybe I can pull up the Rob Richter information. Um, how about I do that if I can try to find this manner because yeah, I get it's all buried somewhere in my computer here. So we had so Rob Richter. Okay, yeah, this is going to be buried a little bit further. Figure it's in here somewhere. I found the information on the dolphins. Okay, I'm not sure where I put my. Oh, you know what? I
Thank
bet.
you.
Are you back? Okay, so I guess we'll forget. Yeah, we'll skip the Rob Richter info. But okay, so yeah, so
Thank you.
mhm. All right. Now let's go back to the facility on Saturn's rings. All right, so yeah, everything looks marble, and then you walk inside. There are reception. Oh, are there receptionists there? People there to
Yes,
meet you?
2 males.
And what kind of clothes are they wearing?
Just black, just black, regular black clothes.
Like a skin tight suit or just slacks?
No, just the two guys that are there, they're just wearing black slacks and black t-shirts, like regular
Okay.
people. Yeah, we're all regular there. We have regular clothes on.
And the light source, does it look like it's coming from recessed lighting, or is it lighting that emanates from the
Like from the
floor?
dome, it's like there's a dome on top where we are, way on top having our snacks or whatever. It's like a dome,
Okay.
see through.
And does anything in there look like it would be super high tech, like maybe from the movie Tron or something like that, or Star Wars?
No, it's actually it's very nice. It's just all white and very glowy. And where I am there, because I have not even gone through the rooms in my mind, or we didn't go that far in the regression. But right there, it's just very calm and peaceful, and it's white and it's beautiful.
Okay. So then you go down the secret staircase down below, and there's a basement, but you didn't want to explore that. And so
Nope.
then yeah, so you go up on the right side of the stairs, and then there you see more females, two other males, and me. I'm there.
Yes.
Okay. How did I end up there in this orphanage?
We were all part of the orphanage when we were kids, and it was actually for torturing. If you've ever seen that movie or series Stranger Things, that's how it was over there with the water tanks, with the swimming pool, drowning us or whatever. I don't even want to go into that. But yeah.
So the program at this particular school was meant to train these children to become super soldiers in the past. Is how.
Yeah, that's when we were there. So what we did is with with other with with other groups of us SSPs, we went ahead and rebuilt this for the children that are being saved and fed and medically taken care of medically. And so it's a better place.
Okay.
We actually took over it.
All right. And then so then something, I guess you go have something to eat. So I guess you go downstairs. Where's the
No,
cat?
you asked me to go talk to that lady that was she was a headmaster.
Yeah, but that was okay, but we haven't got that far. Okay, but
Oh,
still. Oh, here's some more description. Yeah, mother of pearl, shiny staircase. You hear tons. Make sure I spelled that right. Tons of kids here, and then singing, playing. Then of course you mentioned the bunny. They were putting together some kind of performance, wearing bunny suits, and then
yeah. And a friend of mine, I can't say who it is, but this person said that this person saw himself in also a bunny suit, but that was it. I can't really go into detail.
okay, so they don't want people to go into. Yeah, All right. So everybody's singing in German, mostly speaking German. And
Mm-hmm.
then you introduce yourself as Veronica to the headmaster downstairs,
Yes.
and her name starts with, is that S? Do you think that's Sandra? Because I know that that name's come up before.
And Sandra is actually the AI that I interface the computers before when we did when I did the regression for you for their Hulk. So Sandra is actually an AI in a computer, basically. So I can ask her questions, you know, but that the female headmaster mas how do you say? Um, I don't know her name fully, but her name starts with an S as in Sam.
Hmm. All right. So we asked why we were brought here, and you said, or she, the headmaster said, we are here to change the future, to take care of the children the proper way,
Hmm.
not the way when we were children. So these are the children that we rescued, I guess, on our missions as super soldiers. We worked really hard to save these kids. They're safe and being rejuvenated and cared for properly. Some will be returned to their homes. Some will not because their parents have not treated them right. Some are given medical assistance. Some are being healed. There are sarcophaguses, and for the life of me, I could not figure out how to spell it. I guess Google could
It's
probably.
okay. I have a hard time with that one too. Yeah, there are sarcophagus to
Sarcophagus is
heal them,
allowed
rejuvenate.
to rejuvenate them. Yeah. So,
Hmm.
so no hate, everybody. Eventually, maybe I'll figure out spell that word right. But they are given the right foods and allowed to play. This is the present day. Okay. So we're in the present day now. The facility's been new under new management. There's new people here, and they're actually helping these kids rejuvenate. Um, okay. So we've been here. Wait, we were there since 3 years old.
Yes, I was taken as a 3-year-old,
We
and I
were
have lost time. Yeah,
here.
it's crazy.
I know I can spell here, right? Okay, yeah, here, years and years, taken, brought back over and over. They keep doing to children, but it didn't happen. They want to keep doing to children. Okay. We were taken because our abilities genetic, yeah, because I guess we were genetically modified,
Hmm.
where they were genetically modified us, taking our cells, DNA, probed and tortured. So
Blood, sperm, yeah,
they
ovaries.
want they wanted our powers because they wanted to bend time, teleport, clairvoyance, invisibility.
Hmm.
Um, Yeah, so but we didn't want to do it, but that's what they wanted. So
Hmm.
the so we were trying to figure out a date on when the new management came in place, and that's what we got here. Is on December 1st, 2011. So the name of the facility starts
Or
with.
it could also be 2111 because I saw a license plate the other day. Because I always ask my higher self, my subconscious, after all the regression. I don't care how long it takes, but I need answers, you know. So that number was transposed in the license plate, and I immediately thought about when because I saw I remember I saw 211. So I thought 2121, but the thing of it is it could be, you know, February 1st of 2011. The year is 2011 for sure, or it could be 12/1 2011. So yeah, just leave it as February 1st because that's what I saw on the license plate.
Okay. And the facility was put under new management. The name of the yeah, we weren't able to get the name of the facility. But okay, freight something. And then these children were taken from a base where they wanted to make the kids evil at this other facility, but they were rescued. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so we asked how to recover our memories, and they say keep doing what we're doing: regressions, write down dreams, service to others. Eventually, they'll come back. Working together, be mindful of double agents that are trying to infiltrate our group. Question everything.
Mm-hmm.
You feel you trust these people. Confide in your own intuition and experiences. So then, of course, Veronica, you ask about your dream of your friend, and what is this? A recurring little black boxes under a cave? What what is this?
Yes, my friend, he's also SSP, but I'm not allowed to say his name. He has this reoccurring dream where you and I are there, and other of us are there, and there's this like it's like kind of like in a cave, but they're like they're like black computers, but on the walls. And then there's these little boxes, little black boxes in cubbies. And our job is to make sure that we reprogram them. Okay. So, but when it gets to the last one, it always blows up. So we're still, my friend and I are still trying to figure out what that means.
Oh, all right. Well, so as far as these boxes, yeah. So it's just okay.
It could be our memories, or it could be something more that's going on right now with AI, you know,
So
that I'm still, yeah.
the memories are stored in these boxes. Is this something like a Trip C technology?
Yes,
The boxes are under the cave in Darkfleet. Something to do with activation code.
yes,
Okay. Well, maybe we can get some clarification on that in a future show. But there's much chaos. The dark side is trying to fight us. AI will fail. The
yes,
program will be shut down because their intentions are not real. They only want for their own advantage. Musk is involved. Beware. Do not buy into that program. I'm assuming you're referring to Starlink or what?
yeah. And also Neuralink.
They're trying to copy and fight us. All they can do is mimic and be us. I'm assuming you're referring to AI. They're spending billions of dollars and many people's lives and energies to try to beat the original group. That I guess the original group was us,
Yes,
the ones that survived and were super psychic. But they will
yes,
fail each and every time. They want us fearful because at the end they will fail. They're trying they're trying with time warp technology, elliptical lines, ley lines, elite lines, timelines, and I guess time loops. We can shape warp their quantum physics. That's why they're mad. So they have these models, these quantum computers that run these models and these theoretical projections. But then
hmm,
we come along and we perform magic, which is basically the creativity of, I guess, that comes from our own God spirit within.
yes.
Um, and it totally throws out their models.
They're mad.
Yeah, so they can't see in the future anymore, but we can. I wouldn't say see into the future, but we make the future.
Exactly.
We manifest it by, and I say not just you and I, Veronica, but I'm saying the audience
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Everybody
But
has that ability.
you
It's just that they have
got to
not
with your heart
tuned
chakra.
in.
Yeah, you got to run through your heart chakra. You got to be positive. You got to do it out of love, and then the
Yes.
universe manifests through the heart chakra. If you're part of the Montauk project, then you got to do your sacral or your sex chakras. But for
Well,
most people, it's crown chakra.
exactly. I can manifest both ways. But yes, we can. I know, TMI. But we do see the future, and we can change the future. And not like you said, not we're not just talking about you and me here. We're talking about all of us, you know. And so if we just come together and work with one another, like I said, we can do so much good.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So there you have it. And then, well, yeah, it's a little bit of information about, yeah, just we went over Black Empire and Janine. Yeah, just we try to reach out to her again, see what's new. She's just busy working her projects, but yes, she says more is to come this year. Do not give in to the propaganda that is coming, and it's all coming to a theater near you. So yes,
Yeah.
oh, she also says do not drink black soda. It has black goo in it.
Yeah, because that's what I was getting is that there's black goo in the cola. And so be careful with that and stay away from sugar because sugar is poison to us. And that's how they started years ago is by introducing the cola. And remember in Mexico it had cocaine. So and then the sugar, the raw cane sugar is bad. So then they started with as the farmers, the corn, Monsanto got involved. Then uh, beware, stop eating at McDonald's because the M represents the number 13. It represents uh, reincarnation. And there is something in, I don't even want to say what's in the food. It's bad. Basically, they made certain uh, fast food restaurants to feed the ones that are not human, like in the, because right now we're human here, but you know, the reptilians, the bad reptilians, the bad ETs that want to keep living forever. So they made these restaurants to feed them, and you know what that food has, and it's red. And I'm not even going to go there. Um, but so be very careful. Like I said, stay away from sugar, stay away from the black cola because it has a black goo. And if you guys want, I did a thing. I'm a code breaker too, so I broke the code for Wizard of Oz, and I made um, uh, a YouTube video last week, and it was very triggering. But yeah, so it also involves the Yellow Brick Road, reincarnation. I talk about the Emerald City, etc. So I'll go ahead and end there about that. But yeah, there's so much more, guys. So much more. Be careful what you eat. Be careful what kind of music you listen to. Be careful what movies you listen to. Stop letting your kids see those, you know, horror movies because they are trying to take their loose. Thank you.
All right, so no Pepsi Cola or Coca Cola endorsements for you anytime soon, but
Nope.
just as well. Okay, so at this point, now we've gone over most of the content. We can discuss. I think so. So now we go back to Siberia.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me a moment to try to figure out. Oh, so that was. Um, okay, hold on, folks. I'm gonna pull it up. Uh, oh yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit what gave you the idea to look into what the Siberia is? What inspired you to look into it?
Because I have often wondered how is it that I can communicate with Mother Earth and the trees, um, the hummingbirds, you know, eagles, pretty much animals. And I wanted to know if I was a fairy. I know I was a mermaid too, but that came about. And then also when the same time that I was in my bike ride there, I saw this gold light, and it was Mother Earth was showing me this gold light, and then they were coming into the roots of the trees. And then that's when they said to me, we decided to come with you all to protect you as trees. So that's when you and I were talking about it, and I got a little bit more intrigued on that.
Yeah. All right. So that's uh, okay. Hold on a second. I'll share my screen again. So this yeah. So this is what we saw, or what you saw when we look into what's this fairy realm, because it's not just. I mean, other people have also reported this, like Penny Bradley. She's reported about going to an alternate reality through Montauk, where there was, I think she said, I don't know if it was like trolls or ogres or some kind of being like that. Now I don't want to put necessarily words in her mouth. She can comment on herself, but is that there appears to be realms where these beings exist: unicorns, fairies, elves. We got fey energy, which is yeah, that's another word for fairies. Elementals exist here, but so we were trying to explore. We went to explore this realm, and you saw what looked like yourself. I guess this is like an alternate reality or parallel reality at the same time. I'm not sure if it's past, present, future. The timeline is kind of varies here, and you look like Tinkerbell across a Tinkerbell, or the realm looks like this around. Yeah, these three storylines: Tinkerbell, Maleficent, and Dark Crystal. So you see trees in a schoolhouse, and there are plant things running around. So these are
Yes.
plants that are sentient.
Yes, I had a dream. Another thing that inspired me to go under regression was because I did have a dream where there's actual people. They're like tall white, and some have like blonde hair, some have reddish, some have black hair, you know, and they have these plants stuck on their back, but it's actually part of them. And they showed me where they sleep. There's these beds made out of faja, which is like you know, how do you say, when you go to the beach and you go on the talapia, how do you say that, talapapa? So it's like there's just plants that, the dried plants, and I got to sleep in one of their beds, and it was very comfortable in my dream. And then I was also saving these little beings. They were like a cross between dogs and ducks, and they had feather. They, not only feather, but like the plants stuck on their back, like it's part of them. It's so cute.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna put any judgment. This is your experience here. It's what it's also if you see plants running around, it's all up to you. So yeah. So then there's a kit. You go inside the schoolhouse. There's kitchen, bedrooms. You see windows. There's a lady, an older lady there. She's the teacher. She has curly brown hair, wearing a dress, mixing. She looks human, I'm assuming, but she actually is like a fairy godmother kind of. She is a
Yes.
fairy, but she doesn't have wings. She's mixing drinks and food for the beans, fruits. She's smiling. She says, "How are you? I'm good. You lived here before." So she's a gypsy fairy. And then you see yourself there. You have curly brown hair, crown of flowers on your head, and wings like a butterfly. You look like you look about 5'2", with skin tight suits and wings. Um, you could become a mermaid, I guess, in the water. There are trees,
Hmm.
waterfalls everywhere, clean skies, canyons, and your name is Lyra. Okay, so you like to go swimming, and you mix with herbs and magic. There are other beings there that can have fun. There's also a dark entity that's trying to get in, but they're protected by some kind of purplish web. And there are also there's giants and animals here which protect the realm. So here's, I guess, your message, Lyra's message for you. You want to read
um
that?
yeah, that's my message for me. You want me to read it?
Uh,
Is that what you said?
yeah, you want to?
Okay. um you ask oftentimes, Lyra, why in in you now present in your now present life, since you were a child, you were such an empathic being. You ask, why do you cry? That is your superpower, empathy. Oh man, I remember now. There is this crystal that is your guidance, your love for humanity, your love for people to be loved. You never give up. That's why you get sad sometimes. You pour out your heart. Things are so instant in your mind that you have creator abilities. People keep taking, what is it? Talking and
Taking
talking
and
and
taking.
taking and taking advantage. They don't want you to manifest. They want you to do it for them because they are selfish. It's okay. Keep being you, keep loving, and no matter if it's because I don't have my glasses on, if they make fun of you or give you tears, keep your power in goodness and love. Yeah, so that I've been asking my question that since I was a kid. So it's frustrating.
Did you ever get visions throughout your life of the fairy realms?
Yes. Yeah, I
Right.
did. And as a kid, I would climb a lot of trees. I'd play with the boys, you know, trucks and the mud. And it was just beautiful. I just wanted to keep being a kid.
Okay, so apparently I was there too. So that's what maybe where our connection was. But I was a look what you saw anyway. Looked like a workshop with like mechanical gears, maybe like a clock
Yes.
manufacturer. I was a scientist, and I also was some kind of tribal leader or something of the group. But my name was Nathaniel Mason, and I was barefoot, but I wore green shorts, and no shirt. Um, and then the message was, I guess to me was, Nathan means peaceful warrior. Since you were a baby, you've been very calm, peaceful, happy, smart, and help others. You are known here as a doctor, chemist, alchemist, and wizard. You have several books of spells which are used to help others. You've helped Lyra and other children, and the giants using magic and potions. The giants look very ugly as they have to shapeshift in order to protect the realm from other beings that come in to attack. But most of the time, the giants are peaceful, quiet, and calming. So then we try to find a spell book to help people with get their memories back. And so we look up the spell book for the break the spell of delirium, and that's a state where they take you and I and make you float in your brain to make you forget and erase your memories, short-term loops brought upon you to make you forget, to make you to keep you in a state of sadness, depression, and hopelessness. So yeah, so they were trying to help. Yeah, the elves or the fairies were trying to help click us out of that, and they said the spell, one of the compounds of the spell was a lock, similar to the frequency of 333.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah.
333 hertz, and that's why I'm telling you guys, you know, if you can listen to 333 hertz or 432 in your meditation or before you go to sleep, that's going to help you recover your memories and also help people heal and wake up.
Okay, so I have an elf guide on the other side. I knew this years ago, named Elrod. So this is the first time I've ever talked about this publicly. But there was no reason to. I mean, I'm assuming most people probably gonna watch this show and not believe half of this stuff anyway. But I'm gonna go ahead and share it because I figure if you listen this long, you're probably gonna be a little bit more open-minded. But yeah, he's a wood elf. He's apparently my uncle in that lifetime, and he says I'm a knucklehead. So he's followed me around here in this realm because he wants to help me out, remember to do stuff, to take care of myself. But to us is unity. You must become childlike in your path in life. You can always return and appreciate the easiness of life, the peace you can feel in your heart. You may feel lonely most of the time, but you can visit this realm. You're always learning. That's what keeps you young. Your curiosity. There are those who are jealous, but they cannot find inner peace. They want what you have. They are even jealous of the waterfalls because the water is so clear and refreshing. It gives life to all of us here. You are creators in this world. When you play and splash in the water, it makes you joyful. Yeah, so apparently I was also a scientist over there, so I think he's coming over here to help me out some design. But I'm not going to go down too much in that. But so yeah, so that's basically it. Don't ever grow up. Close your eyes. Oh wait, close your eyes. You're always here, and don't ever grow up, because they were basically kept. They all looked like children.
Yes. Yeah, that was the message from Lyra is don't ever grow up, man. I always say I'm never gonna grow up only once a month to pay my bills, but that's how we learn, that's how we heal, you know, and that's another way that we can help heal our family unit as well. Like, you know, maybe you haven't talked to a grandfather or grandmother, you know, because you didn't understand them. And so when I was a kid, I was a kid and I would always hang out with older people, like retired people. I have so much wisdom from them, and they're like kids too. Like I said, why are people so mean sometimes? But we already know why, right? Some reasons, the infiltrations and stuff like that, the black goo, whatever. But yeah, just that was pretty much the message to keep drinking water, taking care of your guys' health, and um, digging deep within and loving yourself first. So
All right. So, audience members, thank you for joining us. And do you, if anybody would like to, what I would actually like to ask the audience is, if, from all the different things that we talked about tonight, what would you like to learn more about? If we were to continue to do more sessions like this and to try to bring out some more information, what are you more interested in? The She-Hulk, the Blue Ranger. We could try to look at some more Leaksadaden or Siberia if you wanted to. I mean, that's not exactly on topic, But for tonight, we want to throw it out there because it was. Someone mentioned Nordics, so the Alliance. Somebody wants some information on Alliance. Okay. Veronica, were you ever were you in Mars on Mars?
Yes.
Were you in the?
Yes. What?
Were you in the? Were you a super soldier?
Yes. I keep. I just had another dream. 2 days ago, I was climbing Mars's. The hills are so steep, and I woke up again climbing them. It seems like I'm always climbing them. So that's another regression that I would like to do. And the good thing is that Soel came out, and she's also part of the Mars, my Mars altar and the moon. So I would like to explore that more.
Excellent. Sure, we can certainly do that. Okay. Somebody wants to know, how can we cleanse goo? I can comment about that. Apparently there is a way to get rid of it. The method that they're using right now involves basically you have to die first and then they can extract all of it out. But perhaps there might be ways to, I think zeolites maybe might help some as well. I'm not necessarily carbon 60. Some people say actually adds more. I don't know. I don't necessarily believe that. But you maybe start off with some zeolites. And I'm not suggesting to certainly, was it infanticide? Is that what it's called? don't do anything. Yeah. Okay. So, no, what else we got here? Somebody was commenting grave protectors. Somebody wants to know more about fairies, mermaids, She-Hulk, Power Ranger movies, all red. Oh God. You know,
They can look at the James, they can look at the one video that we did on the dolphins.
yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, we've done 2 interviews already. Go back and check all that. Let's see here. If anybody's got any more questions or comments, otherwise we're going to conclude the session here tonight. But somebody says apple cider for vinegar for black. I don't think that's gonna. I mean, black goo. That's like a synthetic AI. How you can? What's apple cider vinegar?
You have to activate your DNA, and there's many forms of doing that.
Yeah. If you can raise your consciousness, then the black goo is not going to interfere.
Right.
So
You have to heal yourself. The first thing I always tell people is you have to forgive yourself, then love yourself, and then forgive others. Unmask yourself, unchain your heart. That's why my channel is called Unchained Heart. So that's how you can start. Stop talking crap about others, etc. So
yes, somebody actually did mention here elite shungite. Yeah, well, shungite is actually 2% C60. So
I have it right here. I sent you this, James, as a thank you. So you should be getting yours on Monday.
Yeah, we'll do a follow up about all that. So yeah, thank you, Veronica. I appreciate
You're
that.
welcome. Thank you.
And of course, any kind of black stone, black tourmaline, and shungite is a very good grounding stone.
Obsidian as well. Obsidian, and then I use these, the orgone. It helps.
Okay, so Veronica, do you happen to have a website or a blog or maybe a contact information?
Well, speaking of Nosara, I went ahead and hopefully I'll get a grant. My really good friend told me about it. Hopefully I'll get like a grant, so approved, so I can get a website going. I need a new laptop, microphone, fax, printer, etc., etc. But I have my YouTube channel, and it's under my name, Veronica Bartolini with Unchained Hearts. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. And yeah, so let me know if you guys need my services. Thank you.
All right. So audience members, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll put a link to Veronica's website, YouTube channel, this video when I get around to it, hopefully sooner than later. Be sure to visit, of course, you can visit my sponsor, Neological Tech, get yourself a meditation cube, and get yourself a copy of my book. And And you can also be sure to visit Super Soldier Talk, where you can see some of my interviews, the recent ones that I've done here. And usually I'm expanding my website here. Okay, so yeah, and there's a donation button. You can also, yeah, the links all. Okay, and by the way, if a lot of people have been emailing me asking me where you can find get some help to get access to your memory. So I've got oh wait, not that one. Sorry, it's not that one. It's the or MyLab Help Net. It's that one, MyLab Help Network. So if you go to this link here, you can find a list of some people that I recommend who are that does excellent. Oh, I mean, I'm recommending myself. I'm not really. I don't really work with too many people, but um, I do recommend you if you need a regression to go over to Alana. She's excellent and excellent seer. So is David, and some of these other people. I haven't used Solani, but yeah. So go check that out. And that's it. That's it for tonight. Thank you all for listening in, and
Thank you.
we'll see you later. Have a blessed evening. Bye, everybody.
Bye.